Hi, I'm Alan Brito from Blender 3D Architect, and welcome to this tutorial. Not really a tutorial, but a recommendation and a guided step-by-step guide on how to use one of the latest resources that I shared in blender3darchitect.com. I'm not sharing because I'm the author. I wrote an article there recommending the download of this masonry shaders, this collection with 22 masonry shaders that you can use for architecture, that you can use for animation, anything that you need to use this type of surface. And it's a quite common surface to appear in scenes. If you are trying to create an interior scene, you will probably need this type of texture. And in the article, I mentioned that it's incredibly easy to use this resource in Blender because the author, which is Stefan Kotuziak, I hope that's the correct way to spell his name, made everything compatible with the asset browser of Blender. What is the asset browser? If you are new to Blender or if you've never used Blender before, the asset browser is one of many editors of Blender. Let me show it here. This is the asset browser. If you open the asset browser, it will display lots of different collections of assets. And each one of those collections here, it's linked to a folder in your computer or local network where Blender will try to find Blender files, project files of Blender, with assets inside that are marked to use with the asset browser. And this collection has all of the materials marked to use with the asset browser. Let me show you how you can download and use these assets with the asset browser of Blender. And what is the first thing that you have to do? Of course, we have to download the assets, and Stefan made it quite easy for us to get this collection because he's using Gumroad to host the content. I will share this link into the video description. And one of the reasons to make it easy for us to grab this collection, it's because he's using the fair price model of Gumroad to share their resources, to share this content. What is this fair price? With the fair price, you can name your price, for instance, starting with 0 in case you want to make a free download, and otherwise you can make any donation that you want for the author for his work. I already made a purchase here in my Gumroad account. If I click on this view content, it will show me the file. I can download that again, and as you can see here at the bottom of my screen, I already have the file here. I downloaded the content and it's just 2.2 megabytes. Why is that? That's because most of those shaders, most of those materials are basically just nodes. It's a procedural material. That's the reason it's so small, even having 22 masonry shaders inside this collection. Now, what is the secret here? How can I get this file, which is this collection here, and place it inside the asset browser? Let's take a look. If I go into Edit, Preferences in Blender, and open here the file paths, you will see that we have the Asset Libraries section. And here you will manage, you will add and remove libraries from your asset browser. I have to create a new library and point that to this folder. If I press this plus button here and select this folder, it's already here. Notice that's the same folder. It won't display the Blender file here. Just to select a folder, I will add this asset library. It will appear here. You can even rename in case you want to make it easier for you to locate those assets. And I can now close this window. And if I refresh my libraries, you can see that the masonry shaders already appeared here because I'm listing all of my libraries. If I go just to the masonry, here are the shaders. Let's apply those materials to a surface. If I add a plane, you can select, for instance, any of those shaders. Let's change the viewport shading to material preview, and you can just click and drag the surfaces here into the plane. You can do this with any of the surfaces. Let's try this other one here. Blender will compile the shaders. Let me maximize my screen, and if you want to inspect the materials, you can open the shader editor, and this is the setup for this material. Like I said, it's basically a collection of nodes. This is how the author created this collection of masonry shaders. And this is it. This is how you can download and use that collection inside of Blender. If you like this resource, if you want to keep track of news and additional resources, furniture models, and news related to Blender applied into design and architecture, you can subscribe to the channel or go check blender3darchitect.com.